Hello everybody, welcome back to another Buns video. Today we will be going over one of my favorite subjects we'll probably be doing all year in the top 10 steals of this year's NFL draft. Now as you can see, Matthew's not with me, which really sucks, but I'll try to make up for his presence by increasing myself. So the way I will be judging the top 10 steals is by how much a team needed that player, how good the player was, and at what round they got him in. And the third round factor is obviously the most important. If you get a first round talent in like the fourth round, that's a huge steal. If you get a second round talent in the sixth round, that's a steal too. So let's hop into it. In number 10, I have Josh Jackson, the cornerback from Iowa, who was taken by the Green Bay Packers. Josh Jackson was, for many people, the number one corner in this draft class. He showed everything you want in an NFL corner. Height, ball skills, coverage abilities, everything. He looked great. Very mature for a rookie too. Show great play recognition. Just an excellent player. Number one corner for many people entering this draft class. The thing that brought him down to the second round was mediocre 40 time. But as several NFL corners such as Richard Sherman and Xavier Rhodes have shown, pure 40 time doesn't mean everything for a corner. I think Josh Jackson has the potential to be the next Richard Sherman, and the Packers got him all the way in the second round. My number 9 steal in this year's draft class is Derwin James, the safety from Florida State who went to the LA Chargers. His freshman year, Derwin James looked like the best defender in football. His second year, he was looking great again until injuries ended his season. And his third year, everyone said, oh, he didn't look as explosive as he did his freshman year, didn't make as many plays. Well, to be honest, I think he was just as good in his junior year as he was his freshman year, if not better. He was shut down. The reason he didn't necessarily make those splashy plays was they didn't even go at Derwin James anymore. He was that good, no one even targeted him anymore. And now he fell all the way to the Chargers at 17, when I think he was the third best defender in this whole draft class. So that's huge steal. At number 8, we have Equanimeous St. Brown, who also went to the Packers. He's a wide receiver from Notre Dame. I think Packers had great draft overall. St. Brown has the measurables of like a Randy Moss. 6'4", ran a 4.42. No, 6'5", ran a 4.42 40. A ton of potential there. Runs great routes for a guy that tall. Mainly fell to the 6th round because he didn't produce much at Notre Dame this last season, but you can't really blame him. When you have a guy like, that running back, Josh something. Yeah, an offensive tackle like Mike McGlinchey and an offensive guard like Quentin Nelson, you run the ball. And that's what they did all year. The main reason he didn't get much production was bad quarterback play and a commitment to the ground game from his team. So honestly, he's a huge steal. I say he's a top 5 wide receiver in this draft class, dropped all the way to the 6th round. Huge steal, especially considering the Packers needed a big physical guy to replace the void left by Jordy Nelson. At number 7, we have DeSean Elliott, the safety from Texas, who went to the Baltimore Ravens. This year, DeSean Elliott had 6 interceptions. It was one of the best safeties in college football. I have no idea why he fell to the 6th round. On a lot of draft boards, he was a top 5 safety, playmaker. I have no clue why he fell that far, but Ozzie Newsome and his farewell to the Ravens just made a great steal here, I think. Great steal. Look for him to be not Ed Reed, but an Ed Reed type playmaker for the Ravens in that secondary. At number 6, we have Josh Sweat, the pass rusher from Florida State, drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. The reason he isn't higher on this list is mainly because the Eagles didn't need a pass rusher very badly. If any other team had taken Sweat, I'd probably have him in my top 4 steals. Sweat has first round potential. I think the biggest reason he fell is because of a bad knee. Was it a knee? And also an injury he suffered in his high school career. That teams think could still reoccur. But Josh Sweat has amazing explosiveness. Ran like a 4.5 something 40, which is crazy for a defensive end. He has burst, acceleration. I mean, he could be a devastating pass rusher once he gets an opportunity. Obviously, he's not going to get a lot of pass rushing chances with Brandon Graham, Michael Bennett, Chris Long. He's still with them? I think so. And Derek Barnett. But maybe in a few years he could emerge once Bennett, Long, and a few of those guys are gone and be a real steal for the Eagles. He went in the 4th round. At number 5, we have Tremaine Edmunds, the linebacker from Virginia Tech, who got drafted by the Buffalo Bills at the number 16 pick. And as it's just, I could not believe the Raiders didn't take Edmunds. I couldn't believe the 49ers didn't take Edmunds. In my opinion, he's the best linebacker in this draft class, or at least has the most potential. I watch a lot of Brett Coleman. I love Brett Coleman. You should definitely check him out. And if you watched his video on Edmunds, you'll see that Edmunds has the most potential of any of the linebackers or any player at all in this draft class. At 6'5" and 255 pounds, he ran a 4.5 something 40. Blazing speed for a man that big. Shows great agility, no choppiness. He's a great player. The things he needs to work on are just his play recognition ability and ability to, not get faked out. And he'll work on those and could develop just into an amazing linebacker. Fits well into Buffalo's scheme, I think. At just crazy. I mean, at number 16, that's a huge steal. People said Michael Jordan is the biggest steal in NBA history at the number 3 spot. And I think Edmunds is so good that the number 16 spot for him is a crazy steal. At number 4, we have Darius Geis, the running back from LSU who got drafted by the Washington Redskins. Geis was on almost the unanimous number 2 running back behind Saquon Barkley. And he got drafted in the 2nd round behind guys like Nick Chubb and Ronald Jones and Sony Michel and what's his face? The Seahawks guy. Rashad Penny. He got drafted behind all those running backs and Barkley, but that was going to happen for sure. I can't believe this. As a Cowboys fan, it really annoys me that we're going to have to be facing Geis twice a year as well as Saquon Barkley. He's a great steal for the Redskins. Is a tough player. Reminds a lot of people of Marshawn Lynch. Excellent steal here. At number 3, we have Isaiah Oliver, the cornerback from Colorado who got drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. Once again, I'll reference to Brett Coleman. If you watch his video, he's convinced me that Isaiah Oliver is the number 1 corner in this draft class. Brett's comparison was Nnamdi Asomugha, and I completely agree. He shows great press ability, great man coverage ability. A knock on him was he didn't get many interceptions, but that's because he just never let the ball come his way and was just a shutdown corner. I think Oliver could be just as good as Asomugha if he progresses right, especially with a guy like Desmond Trufant to mentor him. He fell all the way to the 2nd round to the Falcons when I feel he should have gone in the top 15. Excellent steal here. He will solidify that Falcons secondary, make them a feared defense for years to come, I feel. At number 2, we have Arden Key, the pass rusher from LSU who got drafted by the Oakland Raiders. Key, he's entering this college football season. A lot of people had him as the number 1 guy in the draft class. They had him going as the number 1 overall pick. His season this year, junior season, was extremely disappointing, to be honest. I struggled with weight issues, substance abuse problems, I'm pretty sure. But let me tell you, near the end of the year, he started to flash. Once he cut down on the weight, got his life together, he flashed signs of that devastating pass rusher ability again. And I don't think he should have been a first round pick. I think he barely could have been a first round pick, but I sure don't think he should have fallen to, what was it, the third round? Third round. He fell all the way down there, and now it'll be Khalil Mack and Arden Key. That's terrifying. That's just crazy. Excellent steal. He shows great burst, ability to get around the line. He's a nasty defender. Just an excellent, excellent steal. But it wasn't even the best steal for that team, the Raiders. The best steal for the Raiders is the number one guy on our list, Maurice Hurst, the interior defensive lineman from Michigan who got drafted by the Raiders. After a disappointing first round for the Raiders when they took Colton Miller, I felt they should have taken Edmonds. They really made up for it in the later rounds. In the 6th round, they took the number 1 rated PFF defender in Maurice Hurst. And now I know about his heart conditions and all that, and right now it sounds like it's about 50-50 on whether he'll clear that heart thing or not. But to be honest, I'd take those chances for a player that good, especially in the 6th round. 50-50 chance on getting the best defensive lineman in this year's draft class, I'll take that. If he pans out, just imagine Key, Hurst, and Khalil Mack, and Mario Edwards, and Bruce Irvin all in that same D-line. You'd have a Philadelphia Eagles-like defensive line rotation. They could be terrifying, I feel. Hurst he has amazing burst, Warren Sapp-like burst. People call him undersized. That's the stupidest argument in football at the moment, I feel. I think it's actually better to be a shorter, smaller defensive lineman. Lets you get under the D-line, offensive line quickly, get leverage, like Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was undersized too coming out of college, and now look at him. He's the defensive player of the year. And I feel Hurst could reach a Donald-like level if things pan out right for him. Excellent steal by the Raiders here. Amazing steal. I love it. Let me know who you guys think are the biggest steals of the draft. Do you agree or disagree with me? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Buns out.